Peterbot is the greatest Fortnite player of all time with 6 FNCS wins. So in this video, I'm going to be showcasing his updated Chapter 7 Season 4 Fortnite keyboard settings. This video will cover every single setting that Peterbot uses that makes him the GOAT of Fortnite. Make sure you stick around and watch the whole video because I explain every single setting and I explain the positives and negatives of each setting so you can make an informed decision whether you want to have each setting on or off. But without further ado, let's get right on into Peterbot's insane Fortnite settings. Okay, so we're in Fortnite ready to show off Peterbot's updated 2027 Season 4 settings right here, and I've copied all of Peterbot's settings onto my PC to show you everything is one-to-one. So starting off with windowed mode, Peterbot plays on full screen of course for the most FPS. He's put display on his main Fortnite monitor, resolution set to 1920 by 1080 with a 16:9 ratio for the most FPS. VSync is of course off because having VSync on gives you a massive performance decrease. Frame rate limit, Peterbot plays on a 240Hz monitor, so he sets his frame rate to 240 FPS. Then his rendering mode, Peterbot of course plays on performance mode, not DX12. This is for the best performance, most FPS and least latency out of his game. Brightness, Peterbot plays on 100% brightness in the middle, not too bright, not too dark, so 100% is the sweet spot for Peterbot. User interface contrast 1x, and then colorblind mode, Peterbot doesn't actually play with any colorblind modes. You can leave these all on off. User interface parallax is off as well. Now for the graphic settings right here, you skip past the auto set quality settings right here and copy Peterbot's insane graphic settings right here. So 100% resolution of course for Peterbot, and then Peterbot is the GOAT and he plays with low resolution graphics. So view distance is on near, textures on low, meshes on low. Of course Peterbot is the GOAT, so we have to copy this. Show FPS is of course on, so Peterbot can view his FPS. Latency markers is off, and then nvidia reflex low latency, Peterbot plays with this on because he is on a mid to high end PC. If you are on a low end PC, put this on plus boost. However, Peterbot is the GOAT. He has a high end gaming setup right here, so put it on. Now report performance stats is of course disabled for more FPS. Now moving on to the audio settings right here, volume is on 70% for the main, and then gameplay is on 100. Everything else is turned off, so Peterbot can only hear footsteps, stuff like that. No music in the lobby, no voice chat of course. Now scrolling down to sound quality, Peterbot plays with sound quality on high, which is kind of surprising because sound quality on high may actually give you lower FPS. However, Peterbot is the GOAT, so we can't question what he does. 3D headphones is of course off. Hit markers on default, and then background audio should be set to notifications only. Now moving on to visualize sound effects, of course Peterbot has this on so we can see footsteps and gunshots on his screen. Audio output device, just set this to your headphones just like Peterbot, and then licensed audio is set to mute because Peterbot is a streamer. However, put it on play if you don't stream. Now for the drum track settings, he has this on and then off. However, you can ignore them because they don't affect competitive. Now moving on to the communication tab right here, voice chat is off and text chat is off because Peterbot is the GOAT. He doesn't talk on voice chat, he talks on Discord just like a true professional. So if you want to copy Peterbot, have these both off. Now onto the game tab right here, Peterbot of course plays on NA Central in Dallas just by the Fortnite servers. Language is on English. Now for the movement settings, toggle sprint is of course on. Also open doors off so that doesn't mess him up. Mantle activation and hurdle activation are on hold jump and press jump. Combat hold to swap pickup is of course on, so Peterbot can hold this key button down and switch his weapons out. ADS is on well held, and then mark danger while ADS is of course on. Now also pick up weapons is off, and you might be wondering why is it not on so he can pick up weapons faster out of the chest. Well, Peterbot uses something called scroll wheel reset to pick his weapons up just like a macro. It's not a macro but it feels like one, so I'll get onto how to turn scroll wheel reset on in this video. Swap fire buttons for pump and dump are of course on. Now for the preferred item slots right here, Peterbot plays with his SMG in slot 1, shotgun slot 2, 3 and 4 for consumables, so healing, and then loadout 5 is sniper or bow. Now going back to the main settings right here, auto sort consumables to the right is on. This helps Peterbot arrange his items. Continuous fire is of course off because if you have this on, it will actually slow your guns down. Simple build is of course off for his building settings, so is reset building choice, and turbo building of course this needs to be set on so you can have insane builds just like Pete. Now simple edit is of course off because Peterbot has the fastest edits, way faster than any simple build mechanic. Disable pre-edit option is on as well. And then auto confirm edits is on edit, so Peterbot plays with edit on release but not reset on release. Now contextual tips is off, turbo delete in creative mode is on, nvidia highlights off for more FPS, peripheral lighting off for more performance out of your PC. Tap to search interact is of course on, this is super underrated, make sure you have this setting on. And then minimum and max FOV just set to the max. Now 𝗬𝗘𝗦𝗘 activation type on hold trigger, this is the best. For the replay settings right here, Peterbot has all of his replays off for the most FPS, so if they are all on right here, make sure they are just all off. For the energy saving settings, activate sleep mode after should be on never, this will give you the best performance out of your game. And then enable idle energy saving off, enable inactive window saving off, this will give you the best FPS. For the sprite setting, hide sprites on my back, you should have this on off. Now moving on to Peterbot's game UI tab right here, let's start from the top. Reticle is of course on, reticle ammo indicator on as well, show spread first person on, show recoil first person on, pull reticle on, damage numbers is on cumulative, this is what all pros like Peterbot, me and clix use, so Fortnite does the maths for you. Reticle damage feedback on hit only, damage number scale is on the max of 125%. HUD scale is actually quite high for a pro player on 75%, but Peterbot is the GOAT of Fortnite, so we can't question what he does. Show spectator count on, show quick bar buttons on, player health on, resources on, minimap on, quick bar on, target info on, pick up loot stream on, map and backpack keys on, elimination feed on, latency debug stats off. Latency debug stats is a performance stat, so turn this off. Net debug stats is on, so Peterbot can see his ping. Quest progress on, control prompts on, and runtime performance stats off. Tooltips are off as well. Now we can skip past the touch and motion tab right here because these are for controller, and we can get into Peterbot's updated 2027 Fortnite sensitivity right here. So Peterbot plays with 6.4 X and Y and a targeting and scope of 45. I actually tested all the Fortnite Pro settings out in my recent YouTube video, and I actually found Peterbot's wasn't the best. So check out that video to see who I actually found out as the best. However, these settings are still decent, and if you just want to play like Peterbot, then I get it, so copy these sensitivity settings. Building and editing sensitivity multipliers are on 100%. Just like most Fortnite pros, Peterbot doesn't have any multiplier, so he is used to the sensitivity of 6.4 very much. First person mode is set to 100%. Zoom scaling is on legacy. Ignore controller input set to off. Look input method as mouse is also off as well. And then for the custom diagonal settings right here, Peterbot does not play with any custom diagonals right here. It is set to off, which is kind of surprising. However, Peterbot is the GOAT. Touchpad is set to off, and then mouse flight of course 100%. Make sure this is on 100% so it doesn't mess you off. And then tank settings, steer tank with camera set to off. Now we can go ahead and go into Peterbot's updated 2027 season 4 keybind settings right here. So these are the best settings that Peterbot has used to win FNCS multiple times. So starting off, Peterbot uses WASD for his movement, which is nice and simple. Crouch is on C. Now sprint, he actually uses the speech mark right here, which is on the top left of his SteelSeries keyboard. Auto run is unbinded because Peterbot does not use auto run. Jump is set to space. Now you can skip past the movement settings right here and move on to weapon. Weapon fire is set to left click, weapon secondary is set to right click, and then reload set to R. Now for the interaction setting right here, Peterbot uses E so he can pick up his weapons, but then also scroll wheel down. So this gives him scroll wheel pickup, so he can pick up all the items from a chest off spawn very fast. So Peterbot uses E and then also scroll wheel down. Now for the combat settings, Peterbot's pickaxe is on his mouse button, weapon slot 1 is on 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, and 5, 5, just like that. So pickaxe here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is nice and simple. Pocket slot is on scroll wheel up. Now onto the targeting settings right here, toggle scope mode is on left shift. Then for his building settings right here, crouch while building set to C. This is the same as his normal crouch bind. Wall is set to T, floor Y, stairs F, and roof V. So these are all on his keyboard, which is actually nice and accessible. Trap is unbinded because obviously there are no traps in the current Fortnite season. Place building is left click, of course. Repair upgrade is set to Z, and then rotate building is set to R, guys, which is nice and standard as well. Change building material set to right click on the mouse, and then building edit right here. Peterbot uses G to edit his build, so quickly when he's editing press G, but then there's also scroll wheel up to edit his builds right here. So you might be wondering, why is scroll wheel up here? And Peterbot actually uses this for scroll wheel reset, so we can reset all of his builds just with the scroll of a button. So I'll show you how to finish setting this up in just a second. Crouch roll editing is set to C as well. Select building edit is left click, reset building edit is right click, and then also scroll wheel up here as well. So this completes the scroll wheel reset feature right here. So make sure it's on building edit up and then reset building up as well. Reset building is unbinded, switch mode is unbinded, and we can actually skip past these simple build settings right here because Peterbot does not use these, and we can go on to the important ones. So place marker, Peterbot uses his middle mouse button to place marker right here, and keep scrolling down. Emote, Peterbot uses this on end, so it is out of the way so he doesn't accidentally press emote. And if we keep scrolling down, if you're wondering what Peterbot uses for his inventory, well, he actually uses this setting called cursor mode, so his inventory is only open when he's holding left alt down. This is super niche, guys. You should definitely use this setting. For Peterbot's map right here, he uses left tab right here, so toggle map is on tab. And if we keep going down right here, down but not out carry and down but not out place on CC. Reboot, Peterbot uses B, and then object place, Peterbot uses B. And that is going to be it for Peterbot's keybinds right here, because those are all of the main keybinds right here. All of these are just vehicles that aren't in the Fortnite Battle Royale game. And we're almost done. We can skip past the controller tab right here and go into the last tab right here. Peterbot's one setting that he uses, hide your display name right here. This is set to on, so Peterbot uses anonymous mode, so he gets less stream snipers right here. And then once you're done with these settings, you can literally just hit apply. It might ask you to restart. You can restart now, or just press decline and do it later, and then just go back to lobby right here. Make sure everything's saved, and we have applied Peterbot's 2027 insane season 4 Fortnite settings. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, please subscribe because it really helped me out, and also pop in code BENFN in the Fortnite item shop. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.